Welcome to our special edition of Sunday Night Live at 7. We haven't been coming to you every Sunday night. Life's been busy for everyone. But you know what? This is a time, this is a season that we need to make the time to get together. So I'm excited that I'm on. I'm excited that we're going to talk about some very critical things. We have put together an offensive strategy for the next 4 years. Hey, if you're on, say hello. I want to see who's saying hi and who's here and who's sharing with us. I can't always see. We're broadcasting across like 4 different platforms. So you got to comment if you want me to know that you're here. I hope that you are ready because you're going to need some paper, an ink pen, or a pen. People give me grief for saying pen. Who's here? Somebody's here. I see people popping up. So say hi. Make sure you comment, say hi. But we're going to dive into some really serious information about what you need to do over the next 4 years. I am hell-bent on not participating in the bullshit. I'm not interested in participating in the melee, in the drama, in the angst, in the ring in my hands. So in order for me not to do it, I've decided that I am going to come to you and help you figure out how to prosper over the next 4 years. Hi, Karen. I'm glad that you're back on the mobile app. Thanks for messaging me on the app saying that you're back. I'm glad that you got it up and running and everything's working. Thank you for the advice earlier today. I appreciate that as well. And thank you for showing up here. Everybody, do a little hands of prayer out to Miss Karen. She has got a little surgery on her wrist coming up, and we want her to heal fast. We want everybody to heal fast. So what we're talking about today, and I am going to take my time. Normally I rush. I'm very considerate of everybody's time, but today is a little different because I want to pour into you and make some predictions. I want to give you some insights, and I want to give you some tools and solutions to walk away with so that you're not wringing your hands every day. And every time you see something on the internet about our government, about the guy up top doing some crazy things, seniors are losing benefits, veterans are losing benefits, things are getting shut down. But I want to give you some hope. And that hope comes in the form of some solutions as to what you could be doing, what you should be doing, and most importantly, understand that you got to play the long game. We got to play the long game on this thing because we can't let anyone, anything, any group direct our demise. And I'm serious about this. I am going all in. Say hi, everybody. If you're here, say hi. I want to know who's here. I want to know who I'm sharing with. If at all possible, say hello. Karen's already said hello. I see that there's about 12 people on. So just jump in the chat box, say hi, I'm here. And I want to call your name out. I want to honor you. So make sure you do that. So what got me started on this journey today, a few days ago, hi, Shantella. Hey, Tella, happy Sunday. What got me started on this is that so many people were wringing their hands. Their clients are calling. Everybody's kind of on edge about what's going on in the universe. And so, at least domestically. And so I wanted to come on and say, look, you know what? This is going to be going on for a while. So if you are lost in the minutia, if you're lost in the headlines, we got to switch that up because you need to be doing some active things. We need to be playing offense, not defense. Hi, Delisa. How are you? I saw Dr. Durant came to your event and killed it. So I can't wait for my turn to come talk to all of you amazing realtors. Delisa, I hope that you're doing well today. We are going to go in, and we're going in fast and deep. So I hope you're paying attention. I hope you grab something to take some notes because I'm going to give you some things to think about, some serious things to think about. So, through all of this craziness, you get this feeling that something is major's happening. And so for me personally, I looked at it and I said, this resembles like civil war, right? I mean, this resembles an uprising. And I want to share with you that I believe very strongly that we are not going to have a civil war. Let's just be crystal clear about that. First of all, I can say to you that with certainty because there is no one in their right mind, no group, no individual, no country, no continent that wants to go to war with America. Even inside of America, we don't want to go to war with the government. So that's not an option. But here's what I did that I find so interesting. I went to ChatGPT and I typed in, is America in danger of a civil war? Now, you have access to ChatGPT too. So don't think that whatever I am going to share with you is some sort of, hey, Derick concocted this up. This came from someone that has the brain of 100,000 of us that can go back throughout history. And it went back, I had to go back through the Roman times. It went back to, 500s. And so that was what I Googled before about civilizations that crashed because of a civil war. But we're not going to talk about that because we're not going to go into a civil war. So ChatGPT says, listen, I don't think that there's going to be a civil war. Okay. There's not going to be a full scale war. But here are the factors that increase the risk of a civil war. Check this out. Tell me if this resonates with you. Extreme political polarization, mistrust in elections, governments, and the media. That was number one. Does that sound familiar to anybody? I'm just, I'm going to give you some solutions. So we're going to talk about some doom and gloom, but trust me, I'm not staying there. That is not where we want to stay. Number two, economic inequality. Now, we know that there's been a wealth gap forever. And we also know that the middle class has been getting squeezed. And what I want to say to you or share with you about that, hey, Joya. Hey, Coach. How you doing? Hey, Kobe. I'm so glad you're here. I mean, we got the power brains here, and that's what I needed today. I needed the people that can process and really think through some things in a critical way so that we all can win. Hey, Micah. Micah's saying hello to everyone. Thanks for being here, Micah. So when we talk about the disparity of wealth, the economic inequality, here's the thing. We've been seeing a lot of fuck around and find outs, right? And I already said to you, we're not going to go to civil war because nobody is going to go to war with America, including anybody inside of America. They just got too much juice. But I'm giving you the factors that cause a civil war, which means there's going to be some sort of uprising, not necessarily a war. So the economic disparity right now, what it is we've always known that there's been disparity between minority population, blacks, and everyone else. But what everyone else doesn't realize is that there are cousins. They're in economic disparity too. There is the inequality between the top 10% of income earners and wealth in the country and everyone else. I promise you, every day I talk to a mid six-figure earner, somebody making $200,000-$300,000 who is still living check to check. And you might say, that's crazy. How is that possible? It's the same way it's possible for somebody making 50 grand to live check to check as 300 because they have thousands and thousands, talking hundreds of thousands of dollars of credit card debt. They're overextended. And if they take their debt and their income and they mash them together, they're living check to check. So don't get caught up and twisted about people you think are doing great. Most people are still squeezing by no matter what you say, no matter what they perceive or perception they put out in the universe or whatever they post. So the economic inequality is between the haves and the have-nots. And the more that the cost of food goes up, the more you think about your electric getting cut off if you live in Minnesota, if you live in Michigan, if you live in New York, because Canada says, look, you can tear us up if you want to, but we will get back at you. We like y'all, but tell you what, we're not going to play like that. But we don't want you wringing your hands. So what we want you to do is understand what's the possibilities. So number three, the erosion of democratic norms, just the norms. And we already know that's crazy because we've already seen January 6th, misinformation and extremist movements. We have seen the uprising and the return of certain factions that we know are morally inept morally wrong. There's a rise in gun culture and the militia, which we know in America, we have the largest faction of gun owners ever. I'm a gun owner too, so I'm not against gun owners. I'm against people who think they need, an AK-47 to go deer hunting. I'm against that. But anyway, I digress. Racial and cultural tensions. Don't even need to talk about that because we know that that is at an all-time high, at least domestically. And then the state versus federal conflicts. And what they're saying with that, what ChatGPT is saying is that there's going to be some states, California, Texas, there's going to be some states that go, look, we're not going to participate. We're going to govern ourselves, and you're going to have to fight us to make us not run and rule by our own laws, no matter what the federal government says. I bet you that's going to be the first step that you'll see coming. So, what can you do and what does it truly mean? So the reality is that as you are consuming all this external information and as you are figuring out like how crazy this is, you have to understand it is not going to end anytime soon. Does that mean that you need to curl up in a ball and rock yourself to sleep on the floor or on your bed or wherever with your thumb in your mouth going, woe is me? Does that mean that you need to continuously consume this incredible amount of craziness and then figure out what it really means for you as you go to work every day? So how can you survive all of this craziness? And I'm going to give you some key things that you need to do, that you must do, that are critical to do. So here's the solution part of what I'm talking about. I presented the problem, and now I'm going to present the solution. The first thing that I'm going to share with you is this. We need a different mantra. We need something to supersede the anxiety that we're feeling, the stories that we're hearing, and then regurgitating to ourselves. So I would like for you to adopt the mindset that the next 4 years I got zero fears, because I'm going to show you how to go on the offensive. And when you're charging down the field, when you are stepping forward and taking action, you can't sit in the background and be nervous and rock yourself. That's not going to help you. All it's going to do is keep replaying that story and the scenario of outside noise in your head, in your house, in your neighborhood, at your job. You get it, in your community. And that's going to continuously perpetuate. So we can choose to do that, or we can do something greater than that. I'm suggesting that we do something incredibly greater. So if you agree with the next 4 years, zero fears, seriously, do me a favor, type in no fear. Just type in no fear. I'm gonna type it in too, because that's where I'm at. No fear. I'm not afraid. You have to know whose you are, who you are, and what you're capable of doing. And that is incredible, amazing things. You are incredibly and wonderfully made. And you have to understand that you weren't born with fear. It was imposed on us. So therefore, we can take it out of our lives as much as possible. We'll never be without fear. But trust me, we can work our way to zero fears, especially as it pertains to this clown, especially as it pertains to them trying to demise us, if I could put it that way. But here's the thing. You've been struggling so long that you're the one that knows how to get through this. What I want is I want you to move from the struggle, okay, just getting by, to thriving. And that's why I'm here tonight, is to show you how you can thrive and not just struggle, not just survive, but elevate through this process. So that's the first thing. Thank you all. Thank you, Micah. Thank you, Kobe. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Delisa. Thank you, Joy, for the no fear. No, don't be afraid. It's not a time to be afraid. It's time to step up. So here's the second thing that I want to share with you and show you. Look where fear is on the spectrum of human emotions. Look where fear is. fear, and let me back up. This is a vibe check card. This is a card that Coach Dawn gives to her coaching clients. This is the card that she shares inside of our 24K Life community to help people understand what they're feeling and where they are, depending on what you're feeling. So if you said, I'm really irritated, you know what kind of energy you're putting out based on what you're looking at on this vibe check card. And you go, oh, no, that's too low. I can't live in that space. I might be irritable right this second, but let me get out of this and let me elevate. Because let's be crystal clear. Whatever energy zone you stay in is what you're attracting. So if you're irritable, you're going to attract more irritation. Okay, if you're fearful at the bottom of this, and this is where they want us to be. They want us to be afraid. Oh my God, what are we going to do? I hope that copper tan orange man will change his mind, please. No, look at where this is. It's at the bottom. We don't want to be. We will never be at the bottom. We need to be at the top. And it's very difficult to stay at the top. You know, look at that freedom, joy, empowered love. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to implement some strategies day in, day out, telling ourselves this story. What's the story? No fear, because you're taking action. You are taking control over yourself. You can't control the government. You can't control the state, the city. You can't control anything but what you are doing. So I'm proposing that we come together and that we speak life into each other. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you where this came from. I forgot. I'm sorry. But a really good friend of mine, Kenny Rankin, college buddy of mine, and still a good friend of mine today, sent me a messenger message. And for people who know me, I don't do messenger. I don't do social. We post. You know, we have a social media management team that posts for us, that puts things out for us, but I don't go on there and surf. So he sends me this message, and I promise you, I swear to you, where's my Bible? I swear to you, 99 out of 100 times, I'm ignoring that message. Because when Kenny wants to talk to me, he texts me. I mean, like, text me, okay? Or he hits me up in the community, a 24K Life community. He's never sent me a Facebook message. So I open the message up, and I look at it. And this particular message is a morning prayer that's held every morning, Monday through Friday, by Pastor Michael Young. And Pastor Michael Young had just hosted, this past Wednesday, he had just hosted this thing at his church where he brought in some investment people to help his members figure out how to prosper, okay, the next 4 years. And I was listening to this, and I was so touched by his game plan, his blueprint, that I said, you know, and he said, hey, we all need to do our part. And I looked at that and said, I am going to do my part. My part as an investment expert. Now, I say that with confidence because I've been managing investment portfolios for over 35 years. I've been dealing with rich people for probably 30 of those 35 years. I've been dealing with people with money, with resources, with companies, entrepreneurs, small business owners, individuals, blue collar, white collar, all of them. And so I'm going to share with you the solutions as we go. I'm just laying the platform. And what Pastor had said was he started the whole thing out. And I grew up in the church, Pentecostal, for those of you that know me. But I'm not a big Bible thumper. I've never cracked my Bible open on a live or even reference my Bible on a live. But this was so powerful because he came out of John 3. It's in the back of the book. He had to tell everybody where it was. And he went to John 3, chapter, there's only one chapter, verse 2. And he says, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou may prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. And let me tell you something. That fits 24K, baby. What? It's the book, and I didn't even know until he said it. And I read it. I'm like, ooh, that's 24K. He says, I want you to prosper. 24K Life is all about being the goal. You need to be your goal. Elevate your mindset, your life, these two hands to take action. We're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail. But we also in the 24K Life talk about your health. having the vitality and the energy to go out and fight in the world for yourself and your family and your crew. We also talk about quieting yourself so that you can hear what's supposed to be done next, because we are constantly being led. And I'm not talking about the media. I'm not talking about the noise or the music or all the other things. I'm talking about we have an internal spiritual voice that is guiding us. So we talk about this. This is 100% 24K. So listen, you need to pray and lay hands on yourself and say, I got no fear, because I was born to be prosperous materially, physically, and spiritually. So let's get at it. This is the season. You remember last year, so much dirt got uncovered. So much dirt got uncovered. Now people feel empowered. And what I want to share with you is that their empowerment is fake. You already know it's fake, but our empowerment is for real. And I'm going to show you, walk you through at least the beginning stages of empowering yourself and being in an empowering community and finding conversations like this that will speak life into you and that will give you the energy to wake up tomorrow and go to work with a renewed focus, a renewed energy, and most importantly, a renewed intent to why you're going there and what you're going to do with that paycheck. And it's not live check to check anymore. We are not living under somebody else's oppression. So what if you agree with me? Give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, give me something. I got a couple thumbs up, give me a heart. I love hearts. So what's the next thing that we need to do? Here's what you need to do. Number one, you need to take inventory. That means sit down and write down everything in your life that's critical for you to be well. Your fitness, spirituality, and your finances. And of course, your relationships. Okay. Then I want you to write down what you need to eliminate. What and who. So I got one heart. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Kobe. Good Lord, I was about to get nervous. I looked up and saw one heart, got nervous. Thank you. Love you all. So what do you need to eliminate? I took my aunt to a function yesterday, and a lady from my youth was there. We went to church together, and she was actually married to the assistant pastor of the church for many, many years. He passed away. And so she was telling me about, how she is a little down. She actually used the D word. Okay. She did use the D word. And she talked about, asking me, she needed to do some home repairs. And so she was trying to figure out the best way to finance that. Long story short, what I shared with her, clean out as much stuff in your house as you can. Now, I told her about how to finance the repairs, but that wasn't the point. I said, if you feel down, it's because stuff is around you weighing you down. If you're in your space and you got a bunch of BS, you need to get rid of the BS, because all this stuff has energy that affects your heart, your soul, your body, and your mind. And if it affects your heart, your soul, your body, and your mind, it's affecting your ability to produce at a high level. There's no way you can be gold if you're weighed down, if you're not able to produce your best self when you wake up in the morning and go do what you got to do. When it comes time to make wise decisions, if you're weighed down, you're not making clear, concise decisions about where you're going, how you're spending your money, what you're doing, about having your head on a swivel when you're there. Clean your space out. That includes your car, your closet, your house. I call it the Pareto principle. It's called it's called the 80-20 rule. And I've shared this with our normal crowd 100 times. The 80-20 rule says you only need 20% of everything that you have to be successful. That means that 80% of the stuff is clutter. 80% of the stuff in your closet you don't wear. 80% of the books on your shelf you don't read. I had library shelves of books. I started giving them away when I learned this principle. I kept the most important ones that really touched my heart that I can review every once in a while. The rest of them I started giving away. Clean out your closet. So we want to eliminate. That's number one. But we really want to eliminate debt. We need to attack high interest debt, credit card loans, anything that can crush you and put you in a financial crisis, we need to eliminate. So that means that we need to stop spending, be very cautious about what you're buying, and take all your, not all, I apologize, not all your extra capital, but a decent portion of your extra capital, get out of debt, get debt free. Every month, I pay my American Express card to zero. Every month. I don't like that albatross. Was that always the case? No, it wasn't always the case, right? I carried debt for businesses and things for years and years and years, right? They gave me an interest-only loan, and I'm like, where the hell? Why isn't this loan ever getting paid off? Well, I figured out it was interest-only because I wasn't paying attention because I was cluttered with so much stuff and so much people and so many things and so many responsibilities. I got off every board I was asked to sit on as the minority token. Every one of them I got off of. Every one. I divested myself, the 80-20 rule, I divested myself of everything but what was critical for me in my life, because my family depends on me to be the nucleus. I'm talking about my immediate family. Depends on me to be tight, right, and ready. And the only way you can do that is if you're prepared and you're strong. Get your ass in the gym. Start walking. All this, I'm telling you, this all matches up together. You can't be financially successful and physically broken down. You're still losing. You can't be financially fit, physically fit, and spiritually bankrupt. You're still losing because your mind is going to be off in that case. We got to be tight across the board, and there's no room for mediocrity or exception. There's no room. You got to get it together. Now, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm saying you got plenty of time to get this started. Let's get it started today. Go to sleep tonight with a renewed spirit, a renewed vigor, a renewed insight that I am going to elevate my life, because if you're watching this, I will put money on the fact that you're the one in your family that your family's dependent on. You're the one. You're the one that everybody circles around when something needs to pop off. Good, bad, or indifferent. That means you need to be right, and you need to be strong, and you need to be ready. So let's get ready. So we need to eliminate debt. We need to build an emergency fund. You need to invest wisely. To give you an example, so this past week, DeepSeek came out. It's a search engine like ChatGPT or Gemini or some of the other ones. And everybody's scared to death. Oh my God, this thing is killing the market. The market's tanking because let's not get into why, but it was. So they're saying, oh my God, all these companies are going to tank and market's going to be down. And one of the things that they were saying is going to tank is, I'm not gonna give you the name because I can't, I'm a professional, I'm an expert. If I give you the name, then and you say, Derick told me to invest in this on a social media live, I can get my head handed to me. So I'm not gonna tell you the name, but let me tell you the product. It's a chip-based company. So they're saying, oh my God, this chip-based company, it had the biggest single day loss of a corporation, of any corporation ever in the history of ever. It lost more money and I bought it. You can't be afraid. So this new thing comes out and everybody craps their pants. And they go, okay, everything's off. All bets are off. Okay, you got to do your homework. So you need to invest wisely. Inside of our community, we're talking about these things constantly. And more so now than ever before. So learn to invest wisely. If you're investing in your 401k plan, that is awesome, but you only have a certain amount of investments that they give you access to. That means you need capital outside of that. So let's get that thing maxed out, and then let's start an investment outside, an investment account portfolio outside of your 401. You need your 401, best place to put your money. Outside of that, you need to start something so you can start buying that company I just told you about. I bought some of the big three companies over the last 2 years for clients, and those portfolios are double. But you got to be wise about it. So be wise. You have to create multiple streams of income. You need more than one stream of income. You lived through the pandemic. What else can you do to create capital? You don't need to replace your first job per se, unless that's what you want to do. But additional sources of revenue is critical. Having a passive stream of income, that a passive stream of income is income that's coming into your household while you're not working. Money's coming in while you're not working. It is my ultimate goal for the last 10 years to be able to replace my income if I never got out of bed all year in 2025. That's passive income. You need passive income, and there's other multiple streams of income that you need to be considering. You've been pondering writing a book. You've been pondering starting a coaching practice. You've been pondering selling t-shirts. You've been doing all these things in your head and nothing with your hands. And that time is over. If you want to swim, that time is over. And either you swim or you sink. And I'm not here preaching doom and gloom. I'm telling you, you got time, but now is the time to get started. So let me tell you all that again. Number one, your number one defense. Coach Don, did you see? I see you on, Coach Don. Did you see what you used the vibe card? We're going to host a session just so you can explain this in greater detail for everybody so they can understand the law of attraction. Because see, when people are frustrated, pessimistic, irritated, worried, in doubt, angered over some dude, I know he's running shit, but he ain't running your shit. But anyway, when you live here, that's what you're going to attract. We can't live here. We don't have the time, the patience, the inclination, the desire, or the fortitude to be able to afford to live here. We got to get up here. We got to get up there. There's not even a choice. You've got to get up there. You cannot focus on the rage and the anger and the stupidity. You got to elevate. You've got to elevate. Hey, if you guys want one of those cards, if you want one of those cards to carry with you to put on your refrigerator, just put Coach Dawn in the chat, and I will make sure that somebody on my team messages you, and she will get your email and your information to give it to her so she can send it to you. Amazing life coach, the dopest life coach you never knew you needed, Coach Dawn. So number one, eliminate debt, build an emergency fund, invest wisely, create multiple streams of income. Oh, and finally, hard assets, real estate. How about buying that t-shirt printing press thing or that embroidery machine thing that you've been wanting? Hard assets, things that can produce more money. Number two, strengthen your mindset and your mental toughness. You got to be mentally tough. You know, we used to have to worry about someone coming up and calling you the N-word. You love that vibe check card, Delisa? So do I. I love it. That's why I put it on here, because I love it. You got to have mental fortitude. What does that mean? It means that you got to get past all the stuff that you have no control over. You can get as angry as you want to, but unless you're doing something about it, you are wasting time. You already know what you're dealing with. Why are you wasting time absorbing more of it? Unless you can help or change something. Unless you can help or change something, why are you continuously absorbing it? Yes, you got to stay informed. I understand that. You don't need to be absorbed in it. Absorb yourself in something that can help you change your current dynamic, that can elevate your mindset, that will then go to your family. I told you, if you're here, it's because your family's depending on you. So control what you consume. I cut off my notifications years ago. I took social off my phone a year ago. It's on my iPad. It's not on my phone. Because we've all been trained like Pavlov's dogs. My son told me today, swear to you, told me today. He said, Dad, I took everything off my phone like you did, but I keep picking my phone up. I said, because they've trained us like Pavlov's dog. Do I have an email? Do I have a text? Do I have an appointment? Do I have a news article I missed? We've been trained like Pavlov's dog. Because here's the thing. You think it's not a game, but it's a game. It's divide and conquer. If I can keep your attention span diverted from the true factors that matter, if I can keep you diverted, distracted, the bait and switch, then you'll never get shit done. You will never get anything done if you're constantly diverted. And if you do get something done, you're not getting it done in a time frame that's meaningful to your success, your life. Okay? Trust me. Master your emotional control. Now, I haven't mastered it yet. Somebody calls me the N-word, I'm probably going to pop off, but I'm working on that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not walking around looking for somebody to call me the N-word. But I'm getting better at responding to people that are ignorant. And there's a lot of ignorant people out here. I'm getting better at it, right? Getting better at it. I'm still got some work to do, but I'm working on it. And that's what I'm pointing to you. You have to work on this. Control your emotions. It's not like you're being passive. It's just that you got to choose what you're going to address and what you're not. And you need to stay physically and mentally sharp. Let me tell you something. Do you think, I'm just asking you in general, do you think that when I go out and about, that I'm physically intimidated by people? And you know, those of you that know me, I'm 6'3", right? 240 pounds, trying to get to 225. Not trying. I'm going to get to 225. But everybody's not 6'3" and 230, 40 pounds. But if you're physically fit, if you're strong enough, if you're agile enough, if you have enough ability to move, to get to your car, to get to some help, you're not as fearful as if you are immobile. So let's get physically strong. Let's get physically sharp. You know, most of my audience are women, and I know we got some guys in here. Micah, thanks for jumping on. And I know some other guys that aren't saying hi because us guys, we don't, we like to hide in the closet. Well, that's a bad turn of phrase. Not hide in the closet. We like to keep a low profile. But for those of you that are here, understand that lifting weights is not going to bulk you up. It's going to make your bone structure stronger. It's going to make you more toned and balanced and agile, and you need this at this time. This is not a time to be weak and frail. Let's level up our physical and mental strength. Okay? That was number 3. I'm sorry, that was number 2. Number 3, build strong community and networks. Now, I'm going to go in on this one a little bit. Build strong communities and networks. Let me tell you something. We had a community on Facebook. It wasn't huge. It was about 680 people. And we weren't talking about anything but 24K life. How do you improve your life? We're talking rainbows and puppies. And they shut that shit down. They closed the group. This has been years, 3-4 years ago. They closed the group. No reason, no explanation, no fixing it. I did all the things you're supposed to do to say, hey, you guys, something happened. Something's wrong. You guys picked the wrong one. Rainbows and puppies. And they shut it down. Let me tell you something. That's just the beginning. If you want to surround yourself with high achievers, with like-minded people that are not talking shit, that are taking positive action, that are doing like Pastor Michael Young, that are doing morning prayer, that are doing the things that are going to help you, you need to find a private community. And it just so happens that 24K Life, we have a private community. We have a community that we have fitness challenges, that we encourage one another, that we have our own private chat, that we share motivational videos, that we share inspirational stories. I have a full-blown master's money class in there, debt elimination, investing, habits, goal setting, right inside the 24K Life community. It's called the 24K Life Coach. Check it out. Check it out. Coach Dawn, I'm huge now. All right, Coach Dawn, keep lifting. Got to keep getting stronger. The older we get, the stronger we need to be, right? Because naturally it goes away. So you need to have a community. You need to, you have that community on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever it is, then you go and you share things with your family and friends. Let's add some positive stuff to that. Let's add some sharing of some money courses. Let's add the sharing of some positive insights and quotes. Like my buddy sent me this morning prayer that I listened to. It was only 10 minutes, wasn't that long. But I told you already, 99 out of 100 times I would have never opened that message. But I was led to open that one. I was open not only to led to open it. I was led to listen to it. And then I found out it was a morning prayer, and I really was like, I'm out. But I stayed. And I was never so happy because he encouraged me to encourage you to let's make this happen together. You know, we have a thing about us. And for those of my friends and family that are Caucasian, that are on right now, I appreciate you. But I'm talking to my Black brothers and sisters. We have a misnomer that we will not work together. We will not support each other. And we will not come together. That time's over. It's over. If we don't come together and support and encourage and speak life into each other, if you don't bring me information that will help my life, like that morning prayer or some fitness tip or whatever it happens to be about foods, you know what? We need somebody in our community that knows about nutrition and growing a garden and growing foods, because I'm telling you, I don't know if that's on the list. I'm going to read it to you in a second if it is. We need that. You need to learn. There's some things you're going to have to learn. I promise you, I'm not preaching doom and gloom. I'm saying these are the things that you need to start on right now. And that's why I told you to grab pen and paper, because there's some things that you need to write down and go, oh, I need to do that. What else did he say? You need to enhance self-sufficiency and preparedness. Now, last year, I was talking to my cousin, and he was like, you got a go bag? And I was like, a what? A go bag. I was like, nah, man, I don't have a go bag. Delisa, are you telling us that Sonia Ramo is a nutrition person that they'll teach us how to make gardens? Because you wrote her name down, or did you type her name so she could jump on and watch this with us? By the way, you should be sharing this. We're not done yet. Share this. Share this on your Facebook groups, wherever, so other people can come in here, because I'm telling you, we need to come together. It's time. It's past time. But anyway, you need to enhance self-sufficiency and preparedness. He asked me if I had a go bag. You know, I found these walkie-talkies that don't need radio signals. They don't need batteries. Oh, it may need batteries, but it doesn't need, you can talk to somebody in Wisconsin on this walkie-talkie, and there's no interference if the phone systems go down. Now, I'm not preaching doom and gloom, but I do have 8 cases of water in my closet. I have 8 cases of water in my closet, and I have a water purifying jug in my refrigerator. I don't use the 8 cases of water. I use a purifying jug. But every time I go to the store, I buy more water. I'm just telling you, you need to be ready for whatever. If you live in the city of Toledo proper, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. They shut our water down a few times. You need to have some water on hand. And you know what? You go to the grocery store. Sometimes you've been in the grocery store. For those of you, I got a couple people on from down south. Chantella says, my daughter was losing her mind because that particular, yep, buy more. That was good advice, Chantella. Tell her to buy more. You got to be in the know, and you got to be wise, and you have to be smart. So stay politically and socially aware. Listen, stay aware, but don't be so consumed that you can't function. Don't be so consumed that you can't function. I have 2 people in my life, really is one, that keeps me informed about the craziness, because I don't look. I swear to you, they had to call me and tell me about the plane crashes. They had to call and tell me about the second plane crash. They had to tell me there was something else that was crazy that went on. They had to tell me about. But listen, I'm going to find out. But here's the truth of the matter. Anything that happens outside of your network, outside of your household, outside of your unit, it could be important. But if it didn't happen in your unit, it's not critical to you. Was I concerned? Absolutely. My son just got on the plane. Matter of fact, the bro's on a plane right now. Am I concerned about air traffic? Absolutely. Can I do something about it? Pray. I told him, hey, man, you might want to start driving until they get this thing fixed next time. But I didn't say too much because I don't want to scare him. But you got to be ready, right? You got to stay informed, but not inundated. Because once you hear it and you know it, you don't need to hear it 10 more times. Every news channel recycles the news over and over and over all day until something new hits. And if you go to the other channels, they're all saying the same thing because they're all handed a script. They're all handed a script, Here's your script for today. Read this teleprompter card. Okay, in today's news, and they use the exact same phrase. That's how you know it's a fix. They all use the exact same phraseology. That's why you know it's a fix. Number 6, develop a high demand for skills for the future. Now, this is what I was talking about with preparing your own food. Stop eating out, right? Because that's a habit. It's not about, well, it is about the food's bad, but it's more so about being able to control what you're consuming, right? I mean, they say that Chick-fil-A sandwich has 52 ingredients in a chicken sandwich. And I told you I was going long today. I told you this was important to me. I know I love your time. I love my time. And I try to keep things to 30 minutes or less. I ain't worried about no time today because I needed to share this with you. I needed to speak this into your life so that tomorrow you rise up new, ready to go. Pack your gym bag. Be prepared. You know how much the gym is? It's $10 a month. So it's not the gym that's stopping you. It's you. Let's get it. So, hey, Nicole, she says, sorry, I'm late. You okay? You right on time. You can watch the replay. Plus, everything I said so far, Nicole, you've already done. So you're perfect. Perfect timing, Nicole. So we're talking about developing skills for the future. So we're talking about being able to protect yourself. We're talking about being able to feed yourself. Now, I know that's hard, but let me tell you what I'm doing on that tip. And this happened, my buddy Jeff Gears, one of my top brothers from another mother and another race, but he's a good dude. He said, hey, man, I got to go over to such and such a place to pick up my food. I think, you're going where? It was like a church. He goes, oh, no. It's a farm. I get my food from a farm, and that's just the pickup spot. And I'm like, tell me about this. Long story short, I order not all of my food, but my meats, my eggs, all that stuff from a farm. And I go pick it up once a month, right? You got to know where your food's being grown, if possible, where it's being created. Because they tell you grass-fed, and then they show you this rack of 100 cows in these cages with their head can stick out, and they put grass on in between them. They don't get to roam around. It's just bull. You see the size of these chickens? Totally not true, right? They show you a chicken from 1956 and a chicken from 2025. It's crazy what they're putting in these things, which are going into our bodies, which are making us weak physically and weak mentally. So you need to develop some skills for the future. You need to have a long-term vision. You got to have a vision about where you're going, what you're doing, and how are you going to get there? How are you going to get debt-free? How are you going to get physically fit? How are you going to be prepared? I'm not saying this to say, hey, today's the day. You got to get this done today. I told you 3 times already. This is for the future. From today forward, we got 4 years of this craziness, right? And think about if the one dies, the second one is worse, if there is such a thing. You got 4 years of craziness. And for the next 2 years, he's got full support. So let's not focus on that. Let's focus on us. Let's focus on being the nucleus of our family, leveling up where we are, teaching our kids, Nicole, what we've been able to do. Both my sons were here today. Just blessed because one of them lives out of town, like far. But I was able to pour into both of them today. And these are the things that I'm sharing with them. So you need to create a long-term vision. We can talk about that on in the community on the mobile app. We show people how to create a blueprint inside the community that will sustain them not only today, but as they move forward. So I'm here saying to you, listen, if you don't do anything, you have to control your mind. And if you let the television, TikTok, everybody was in a roar because TikTok was different. I don't give a rat's tail if TikTok is different. Why are you upset about TikTok if you're not generating income off TikTok? Now, all those people, their whole life income is off TikTok, they deserve to be mad, and I will be watching that ish every day. But if you're just an outside observer and you're upset because your algorithm's off, come on. That's why I'm here, to tell you your focus is different. See, what you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on social media, then your desire to focus on more social media is going to expand. But if you focus on how you can create a better life for you, your family, your friends, the people that depend on you, then that will expand. If you focus on your fitness, then you're going to get healthier. You're going to have more energy, more life. Everyone's going to notice. You're going to perform better in every area, with your relationships, at your job, with your friends, with your family, with your income. And because you're leading in that area and everybody else is down and depressed and in the dumps, guess who's going to get promoted? You are. But you have to say, I deserve to be promoted. This is some ish. I am the one that needs to be promoted. And you need to go to work and work like you deserve to be promoted. Don't work like you're mad that you didn't get promoted. Work like they messed up and should have promoted you. You got to figure it out. And that's what I'm here to share with you. You got to figure. Anita Madison. What's the what? Anita, man, y'all should have heard Anita. She got an award yesterday. Anita, what was the name of the sorority? It's the pink and the green. The pink, green, it's another color. Pink, green. What was the other color they was wearing? It's the pink and green ones. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They had a big soiree yesterday, and they honored Anita, and she gave the most amazing speech about the community service that she's doing and what we all need to do. Similar, not exactly on the financial side of what I'm saying, and she only had like 3 minutes to say her stuff. The AKAs, thank you, Anita. The AKAs, but her message was amazing, and she is a retired police veteran that specializes in community and police affairs, making a better community for everyone. So she's about community. And that's what I'm here to tell you, is that you need your own community. And we have that. We have that inside the 24K Life Code. And this isn't all about a sales pitch. Here's the deal. The 24K Life Code is a mobile app that has over 100 plus courses. We have a community chat. We do these community meetings in private where you get to participate and say what you need to say. Ask for the help that you need. We have life coaches like Coach Dawn in there, business coaches like John Myers in there. We're looking for a nutritionist. We have functional health. Man, if I could tell you all about Vicky Casey and the work that she does to help women get over menopause, get over the sweats, get over being mentally and physically weak, and how to overcome that. We brought her into the 24K Life Conference this past year, and I've had her on 2 Zooms because that is the key to where you're trying to go. You need to feel good in here. You need to feel strong in here, because it's going to come out here, here, and here. And if you're not moving those hands to be productive and create more, you're missing it. And you're going to fall into mediocrity further and further. So I need you to get off the couch. I need you to get off social, get on your computer, ask God. You said I sent the link. Please send okay. I'll send the link to the app. Oh, she's asking me to send the link. Anita, you're a client, and I told you I asked about getting on the app, but that's okay. You're going to get on now. You're going to get on now. But go to 24klifecode.com, and that'll take you to the app. And Anita, I'll send you a message on the app, because I don't know if you're on there now, but you should be. And if you're not, I'll make sure I get it to you directly, since you're an existing client already. But let me tell you something. The app's $25, $24.99. And you spend $25 without blinking anywhere and everywhere. And here's what I'm here to say to you. If you can't afford the $25, everybody that knows me knows that I will scholarship you if you are serious about elevating your life. We will never, listen to me as a community, we will never let money interfere with our ability to grow. Ever. Because you remember they used to say 6 degrees of separation? That means you were 6 people away from being able to get to the person you're trying to get to the thing that you need to get to. We're only 3 degrees. We got, with the internet, Wi-Fi, these telephones, right? This is more powerful. This is more powerful than the technology they had on the spaceship that went to the moon, by far. This thing in your hand. If you go to ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, or any of the other ones, these AI tools have every book, article, and white paper that has ever been written and published. There's nothing that you can't access to the nth degree with this device right here, but you're sitting around surfing on social. Woe is me. Versus, hey, give me a solution to, I asked this thing what I should be doing, not my phone, but Chat GPT, because when you use these things, it saves all your history. So it has my history of my website, of the book. It's got everything that I've written in this book. I said, what's a 24K life strategy for explaining to more people about the work that we're doing? And I'm telling you, it gave me a 10-page document, a 10-page document. Do you know how much that would cost me if I hired a strategist? So what I'm saying to you is that we have everything we need. The problem is that you're afraid. So we got to say no fear. You need the name of the farm? Okay, so locally it's called Conjunction Farm. I'll send you the email. You have to be a member to get there. So you need a member to like invite you to be there. So just remind me, hit me up on the app and remind me to send you the farm, and I'll send it to you. I promise. We're here to win together. If you think that you can win alone, you're done. Done. Toast. You're not going to win alone. First of all, no one has ever won alone. Even the absolute rich needed powerful allies to win. And trust me, you have the most powerful ally. And I won't even call the spirit an ally, because that's what I'm talking about. We have the most powerful collaborator ever. Ever. God doesn't get corrupted by race or wealth or fame. He don't care if you can sing good or if you got a big booty. He don't care. We got the best collaborator you could ever ask for, but you're not collaborating. So we're bringing all this together inside the 24K Life app, and I hope you decide to join us. I hope you decide that you're going to take the next 4 years and you're going to be active, that you're going to aggressively go for what you know, that you are going to thrive and not survive, that you are going to do everything in your power. Now, let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. I don't. And this is the reason why, because we have helped thousands of people get healthy financially. And the reason why I say I don't care is because I had a young lady. We have a young lady. She's still a client. And I have her text messages that I should have loaded them up here to post, but I forgot. Actually, I didn't think about it. She sent us a message last week in tears because she woke up and she was able to pay 2 credit cards completely off, and she still had money in an emergency fund. She still was able to have a birthday party for her little daughter. Single mom, young girl, single mom, under, I don't know exactly how old she is, but she's under 35. So we don't, it's not about who you are. It's about what your intent is and what your hands are going to do with that intent. What is your intention, and what are you going to make these 2 hands do about that intention? So here's my last bit of advice. I want you desperately to quiet your spirit. I want you to quiet your spirit. You're always praying. You're always asking for ish, but you never quiet your spirit to hear the answer. And I'm telling you, and I told this to one of my clients a couple weeks ago, and she was honest, and she messaged me back and said, I don't know. I'm still working on it. Give me some time. But what I asked her was, every one of us has a gift that God has given us. And there's a scripture in the Bible. I'm not going to quote it because it's a bad quote, but it says something about, hey, if I will feed the fowl in the air, don't you think that I will take care of you? Why are you worried about tomorrow? If I'll feed the birds, I'll feed you. I love you way more than I love the birds. That's my rendition of the scripture. But the problem is that when he says that he'll take care of us, what he's saying was, I gave you everything that you need to be dope as hell in this world. everything that you need to eat, everything you need to survive. I've given you everything you need. But see, we're so tied into social media. What's so and so doing? What's going on? Who said this? Who's doing what? Let me post my relationship status online. Let me find out if so and so broke up. I thought so and so was so and so. All the stuff that got nothing to do with you, that's keeping you in mediocrity. And in case you don't know what mediocrity is, keeping you average. And you weren't born to be average. And you can say, well, okay, well, everybody can't be, well, yes, everybody can be. He gave you a gift that you refuse to identify. And if you have identified it, you refuse to act on it. And then you're crying because life isn't grand. So he gave you a book that's supposed to help me, that's supposed to help my neighbor, that's supposed to help my cousin, but you didn't write it. He gave you a program that you're supposed to share, but you're hiding under a rock. Or maybe you're hiding under somebody that doesn't want you to shine better than them. And if you go back to what I said earlier, that needs to be eliminated. This is by any means necessary. This is by any means necessary. My son today, he said, Dad, I was watching this thing and Malcolm X was talking about how, we shouldn't, this is back in the 60s, society is taking advice from a comedian, an actor, an athlete, blah, blah, blah. And I told my son, I said, I'm a big Malcolm fan, but that was wrong. We can all support each other. I don't care what your profession is. I don't care what your expertise is, especially if you've achieved greatness. You know the work that it takes, the mindset, the work effort, and the focus it takes to be great. And it translates across the board. I mean, it translates, if you're a great athlete, it translates into great personal habits, now it doesn't always translate, but it can translate. So we need each other. So I need you to get off your ass and I need you to get into your gift. And so what I was telling my client is you have an X factor. You have something that's holding you back that if you did that thing right now, you would start to blossom. Money would start to flow. It's an X factor. You need to identify what's holding you back. What's that X factor? What's that thing you need to do to get to the other side? Because trust me, you can't get fit without going through the pain of working out. You can't get rich without saving and getting rid of debt and going through the pain of not spending all your money on bullshit. It's going to be some pain. The question becomes, are you willing to walk through the pain to get to the joy, the glory? And the thing is that most people are not. Now, you are. And the reason why I know you are is because I already taught you the 80-20 rule. I already told you that I know if you're listening to this, you're the one your family's depending on. You're the nucleus. You're in the middle and your family is around you praying that you step it up because they're calling you for advice. They're calling you for money. They're calling you for support. They're calling you for a ride. So I already know it's you. You know it's you too. So quit playing and let's be you for real. What? All right. Anybody have anything you want to add to this conversation? Because that's it. I'm done. I need you to go back through. I need you to message me. Listen to me. Do you know how expensive it is to hire a financial planner? And let's say it's not expensive. Let's say it's not expensive. If you want to hire a financial planner, you have to have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to get any of us to pay attention to you. Because that's what we do for a living. We manage money. And inside my mobile app, I'm giving you full access to ask me any freaking question you want to for $25. I mean, it is such bullshit that people aren't diving in for help. And we got other coaches in there that are doing other things that will answer your questions. Now, they're not going to sit on the phone with you for 2 hours. Don't get me wrong. We'll get your questions answered. We'll get you started on where you need to be and what you need to do. And we're hosting these private meetings for you to answer and ask every question you need to see yourself grow over the next 4 years. So define your personal and financial goals. Set non-negotiable standards for yourself. We call them inside the 24K life, we call them deal breakers. You know what I'm saying? We call them deal breakers. You need to have deal breakers in your life. So a deal breaker, an example for me, I don't go 3 days without working out. I can go 1 day, I can go 2 days. I cannot go that third day without working out. That is a deal breaker because I love me and I know I need to be fit and I know I need to be ready. So I can't go 3 days without doing that. So I have these deal breakers, not a ton of them, just very few, but you need deal breakers in your life. A person says something to you, they tell you who they are, and you don't eliminate them as somebody. I was gonna say a friend, and forgive me because they're not a friend. They're not supporting you. They're not uplifting you. They're not encouraging you. You know, somebody said to me, they said, well, you know, that doesn't work. Okay, give you an example. Coach Don's son runs track, and he was running a race, won the freaking race. This other coach says to him, "Hey, you know, your hips are tight." And he laughed. He goes, "Yeah, I've been told that before. I know my hips are tight." That doesn't help us. You need people around you that goes, "Hey, bro, your hips are tight, and this is what you need to do to fix it." And that's what we're here to do. We're saying, look, this is effed up, but here's what you need to be focused on, and this is what you need to be doing. And let me tell you something, you're going to build up momentum. You're going to build up savings. You're going to build up investments. You're going to build up reserves. Your heart's going to swell. You're going to end up here. And people are going to notice. They're going to say, what the heck are you doing? And you're going to say, oh, I've surrounded myself with a better class of people. I put some stop limits in my life where people can't go past this fence. Negative, do not enter. Don't enter. When I got my condo, after my divorce, I told my boys and anybody else that actually knew where I lived, because not many people, I didn't tell many people where I lived. There's no fighting or arguing in this space. I said, there's one person that can argue, and I promise you that argument's quick. And that argument goes something like this: Derick, that was really dumb that you did such and such and such and such. And then Derick said, yeah, you're right. We're not going to do that again. That's as deep as an argument as goes. There's no arguing in my space. My space is peaceful, quiet, and gentle. And before my mom passed away, she was like, dude, I love being in your house. It's so calm. And it's so, you and your sister, your houses are just so peaceful. And that's because I pray, I meditate, I quiet myself, and I don't allow no bullshit in my space. It's a deal breaker. You guys could go. I've kicked people out that acted like they was getting ready to get a little gritty. No, you got to go. You got to go. You got to have deal breakers in your life. So set some non-negotiables. And finally, I would say operate with the 24K life mentality. And that is, you are the gold. You're not looking for gold. You're the gold. Polish that ish up, shine it, present it to the world, go write that book, write that speech, do that TED Talk. Stop acting like an employee and start acting like a boss, and you will be the boss. I'm Derick Gant. I want you to be your best. Bring your best. Leave nothing to chance. All right, everybody. So happy that you were here. Chantella, thank you. I appreciate your kind words. Definitely. Let's see. What else do we got? Let's add this. So make sure you go 24klifecoach.com. Join our community. We'd love to have you. It's a no-nonsense, all about excellence, right? The only difference between mediocrity and greatness is you being the goal. If you want a copy of the book, hit me up. I'll make sure I get you a copy. Talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Go to work. Ready to go. Anita, thank you. I'm going to look you up. Anita, as soon as I hang up, I'm going to look you up and make sure you're on. If you're not on, I'll text you because I got your number. Love you all. Be well. Love each other. Be patient. Karen, thank you. Thank you. I got 7 hearts. What? I got a whole bunch of hearts from Karen and Kobe earlier. Coach Dawn, I need some hearts. Anita, I got a lot of hands up. Thank you. I'll take them all day, every day, because the glory goes up. Be well. Talk to y'all later.
Yeah, it's time to live your life. Derick Gant, show them how to take it to the highest height. Hey, this is more than financial advice. Show you how to take control, time to get your money right. Money management, I know that we all need. Financial independence, yeah, it seems out of reach, but you can make it happen. Now it's time for some action, helping you with your finances. Yeah, we got a passion, hey, ain't no limit. Now it's time to get it. You deserve to have a life, how you wanna live it. Secrets to success, now it's time to get it right. Yeah, I'm talking all about that 24K life. Let's go, this the vibe. For real, I'm trying to tell you. Tell me if you ready to take it to the next level. Derick Gant, talking fitness and investment. Change your mindset and show you how it's all connected. Ain't no need to hesitate or delay. Only way to live life is a 24K. Hey, Derick Gant, let them know. Let's go.